What's going on? I'm going to try a magnet stand off a car stand. I've got a 2001 Kx85. The clutch is slipping on it. I picked this up off friends, and I don't really want to put a lot of money into it, so I just got a simple Tusk clutch plate kit, and we're going to put it in it. So, I'll try and give a walkthrough. Like I said, it'd be handy if I had a tripod. Probably get one of those pretty quick. And yeah, the bike runs awesome. I got a slow leak in the front tire, and then the clutch obviously slips with my body weight on it, and it grabs incorrectly when you're letting out. It's engaging and trying to drive while the clutch is pulled in. So it's definitely dragging. For now, I'm just going to do the clutch plates, give it a spin, and then I think next I might do a clutch cable. But if I'm not completely maxed out on adjustments, probably just going to let it run. So I'll give a rundown. I did start it already as far as pulling bolts, but I'll try and show the whole process. I haven't done one on this bike. The other bikes we had to pull the case off. I'm trying to do this without losing the oil, without losing the coolant. I don't remember if I can or can't do it, but either way, trial and error, right? So first off, I'm already missing the bolt for the clutch. So easy enough. You just back all the cable adjustments in, and then this pivots into that groove. And one-handed should come out easy. There you go. And then I already had this set up, but when you thread this around, you got a groove in your in the nut and also in the bolt. So you line those up, and your cable comes out, and we'll just leave everything else sitting up here. So now that that's loose, you can come over here to this side. Okay, we didn't need that. Now that that is loose, like I said, I'm going to... Oh, wait a minute. I'm not losing oil. I don't know if this is a dry clutch or not. Anyways, no, it's not, because I got a sight glass in there. Right there. So, should have oil behind it. So, gasket's good. Yep, so I already shut the gas off. Like I said, I want to do this without losing all my fluids. So now that we have loosened up the clutch, it's the same thing with this. Now we got all the play here in this. So we got to get the cable out of that. Same thing. Just pivot it up, and one-handed it should come out. There it is. Okay, so I had already loosened up all the bolts. These were, I don't even know what size I used. 5/16. Okay, so huzzah! I can do this without losing coolant. Nice. All right. Don't really have a good spot. Oh, I know what I can do. I'm going to use this car lift. Well, I can do it with this. It'll be fine. Alright, hang on a second. There's that, and take that off. See if I can get a decent view. Oh, sure. Alright, let's just bring this right over here. Yeah. There, that's better. Can't zoom in. Oh well. Good enough. That leaves me room. Alright, so. Alrighty. $10mm, 3/8 socket. Might be reverse threads. Okay. Alright, so little hit, break them all loose. These have springs behind it, so. Last time I used an impact, I broke some things, so we're just going to do this the old-fashioned way. And obviously, without editing, it's pretty raw, so you're going to know, I guess, what it'll take. I just drove a metal sliver into my thumb. I pulled it out. My God, that thing still hurts. There must be something still in there because it's irritated. Ow. So a lot of people will say you need to soak the clutches, but if you did and that made any difference, then that would mean that they're swelling. So you don't need to. However, they'll all get wet anyways. Not replacing the basket on this, like I said, I just want to keep my investment low. These don't even look that bad. Ah, holy smokes. Ah, that sucks. Shit. Somebody has already been in here and they cut those off. That really stinks. These are snapped off, welded back on. Well, I might be in it for a new clutch basket. What a boner. Excuse my language. It's funny because I mentioned that not to use an impact. So on my buddy's Husqvarna TE3 or Husqvarna FC350, we used a 1/2 inch impact, but instead of doing reverse threads, I nailed that thing off, sheared off some stuff, but then we got into the clutch and put a screwdriver across these. You know how I held it, gave it the quick slap with the wrist. Well, didn't quite do that, and sheared these two off. What a coinky dink. Instead of welding them on and hacking that one like this is, I need to go get probably another pick. I bought a new clutch basket used off eBay. So what in tarnation? That is a bummer. I was hoping this was going to be a simple fix. This, if I buy this, I'm already over what the bike's worth. These clutch plates really don't look that bad. Certainly seen worse. Stretched out cable could have been doing it as well, but even when I adjusted it out, it still did it. So it could be the modifications to the clutch basket. That bearing sits in there awfully loose. New springs. Nice. Well, they don't look as worn as I thought they would, but another way I'm going to check. It's with a pair of calipers. So just take all these out. If I got to order a basket, I'll just crack it open again. So all together. 90,000. Now it's certainly worn 15 thousandths. However, a little more than that, 16. Wow. Either way, we'll throw it together. Another thing that I'm seeing. I am going to pull this clutch basket out. Something looks wonky. I'm sure along the lines of owning this, somebody forgot that this was modified. That could be a problem too. That wasn't even tight. Yeah, I'm definitely changing the oil. That's all glittery. Wondering how much of that's from this cob job aluminum. The other thing I'm noticing in here is all the grooves from the clutch plates. And it's the wrong one. That could possibly, like I said, I'm not a mechanic, but I dig into all my own stuff. That could cause those to not want to spread out. It's not terrible, but I can feel it get hung up a little bit. I think that clutch basket is just cruddy. The other thing I noticed, the outer clutch basket, that's actually the one that I noticed. Yeah, this is pretty worn. It has some serious wear marks in it. And a lot of clutch grime. Alright, well, I guess that's that. That's a bummer. Okay, well, I gotta order parts, so I guess that's it for this video. I could clean that up, but well, yeah, I guess I could clean it up. Hmm. I just don't want something to have too much play and come unglued, making a mess. Because because of that with wear marks, if I grind those smooth and there's too much play and now the clutch plates smack and it causes it to wear out even faster, that's not that good. So I guess what I'll do is I'll price out what a used one is and versus new. And if there happens to be more than I want to spend, I'll clean those edges up so that nothing can really bind and it can smoothly slide the clutch plates in and out. And I might just throw these clutch plates back in and enjoy it. It's one of those things where, it's not perfect. So just, you know, put the money in it that you need to get in it, but don't go overkill. The bike, I paid just about, within a couple $100 of what it's probably only worth. So I really don't want to be tied up into it for hundreds and then still have to do plastics, tube, and all this other stuff. So I don't mind having this bike like other toys that I have as long as I own it for less than what I could get out of it. So got some other things that I'll do in the meantime while I wait for parts. This kickstand overshoots, so this aluminum right here is worn out. So I'm going to build that up until this sits at 90 degrees again so your foot stops sliding off from it. And that'll be one of the projects. So I'll just TIG weld that up. I think it's a little more worn on the Kickstarter. It's the upper shaft, but I'll see what I can get to come apart. We'll go from there. All right, that's it, and I'll start another video when I either have new parts or I clean this up and we try it. Alrighty.